Boy, I have to tell you, end of July, you start looking at your garden, and you were like so proud and so pleased of it. And this is my big squash bed. Big squash bed. Had 3 zucchini and 3 patty pan plants. I'll overlay some pictures of what the harvest looked like. Because if you look at this, it's like, what an absolute disastrous joke. But there's good news in the lining here, in that I have 3 more patty pans and 3 more zucchini plants inside that are just about ready to come outside, and I've got the bug cloth to put over them. So I'm going to get this bed all stripped out, cleaned out, going to get it all put back together again, fertilize some fresh compost in it. We're going to get it planted again and see if we can sneak in a late summer big time harvest of more squash. This is the downside when you're doing it in tall weeds or long strain weeds and stuff, is the blades do get really wrapped up, and it takes a good while to cut it out. But considering how the soil looks here, I figure that's a pretty fair trade. Alright, I've raked out where the tiller worked, pulled out a wheelbarrow full of grass. Now it's time to get this area shaped up, get new plants in it. I'm going to give it a good dose of general organic fertilizer. And I'm only going to plant down the middle. I'm going to put a lot of fertilizer right down the middle. Because if I put pictures up of the harvest, you know this soil has really been worked hard. So we're going to need to give it a lot of new energy. Okay. Now we're going to add some fresh compost. Now that the soil's ready, I want to put the soaker hose down, and then I'll work on putting the plants in. Alright, that gives me a nice, good, thick layer for the soaker hose. Now to go get the plants. I've waited till later in the day because it was just so hot. So it's later in the day. These are my 3 patty pans that I started inside. I try and soak these just as much as I can, so as much of the soil as I can get to keep will stay in the root ball. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. But as you can see, they've got a nice root system. And this soil, of course, was outstandingly ready for it after the tilling and the addition of fertilizer. And a whole new batch of compost. So I don't know if all of these plants will make it. I've got 3 of each. So I'm going to put them pretty close together. So if somebody doesn't make it, the others will take up the slack. There's the 3 patty pans. Then here's my 3 zucchinis. These were also started from seed indoors. So, this will be the first patty pan here. Now zucchini. Once again, I soak them down with water really good so I can get as much of the root ball as possible to stay attached. Okay, there's one. There's the second one. And then the third one. Now these need a real good watering. I'm not going to mulch these right now because the mulch tends to bring on the slugs, and we have a lot of slug problems if I mulch. So I'm going to let them get started for a few days, get a few more leaves, then I'll start mulching. Give these a good watering in. I'll keep a close eye on them for a couple of days. Of course, they're set up for the drip irrigation to do an outstanding job with 4 lines. So, now to protect them from those disgusting bugs, I'm going to get some bug block down on them. It comes in a variety of lengths, widths, whatnots. This one I have is 5 feet by, I don't know, 20 feet or something. But the 5 feet is certainly going to make it possible for the plants to grow and still be covered. And that's all there is to it. Got the row cover on it. Got it battened down so the bug can't crawl under it. And over here you can see the connector point for the drip irrigation. And that'll get 4 lines watering in there. So these guys are in great soil. They're good looking plants. Got some fertilizer, good compost, and they're covered from the bugs. We ought to be off to a good start to have us a nice, it's end of July, so by, end of August, beginning of September, we should be getting plenty of zucchini and patty pan squash again. Thank you for watching. If you like these, please subscribe. Hit the like button. There's a notification bell that will tell you when I put the next one up. Right now, when we're in the changing out the early summer garden for the late summer garden, it's going to be a lot of videos because there's a lot of changeover right now. So once again, thank you for watching. This is David at Grow and Eat This.